So what I wanted to do here real quick is show this process I use for editing photos, where we have this nice picture of Teddy and Emma, but you can see Miles on the right. His photobombed them. And I like Miles, but I don't really want him in this picture. So I'm going to use this other picture where that has Teddy and Emma, but it does not include Miles. And we're going to use that picture to Back to the Future Miles and get rid of him. So we're going to start. We place the picture that we don't want to keep on top. And I'm going to create a layer mask. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in that layer mask with black because that's going to erase all the color from that frame, and now that picture is invisible. But we can now use that to then color in the pieces we do want to keep, thereby eliminating Miles. So we'll start by just kind of coloring in his head, right? We're filling this in white, right? White for that mask. We want those colors to stay. Black is the colors we don't want to stay. And there we go, right? That quickly, we've erased Miles's head, right? We have started the Back to the Future process. So I'll just keep going, keep coloring down, slowly fill in his body. Again, we're using white. This is keeping the colors for the layer on top that we want to keep, and that's the picture we don't really like of Teddy and Emma. But keep coloring him in, right? So slowly getting rid of Miles. And as we go, there will be some imperfections, but we'll deal with those here in just a little bit. All right, filling out his leg. And yeah, now see, we're down to just his shoe left, right? So coloring his shoe. And that's all of his body. Now we just have to deal with the shadows. So there's a couple different pieces we'll do here, right? So we'll start with the easy part. That's coloring in this great big section. Get rid of all that, right? So this is replacing it with, parking lot from that top image, and accidentally got a little bit of Teddy's shoe there. So there's some masking going on. But to do that, let's see. Yeah, we'll go up. I want to change the brush size at this point, right? I don't want to keep using that great big brush because I want to be a little more detailed here. But just do the same thing, right? Change the brush size, go in. And then to get rid of Teddy's shoe, I'm just going to switch over to black, right? And whoops, added a little too much back. So we'll switch back to white and just kind of edit it. And using a very feathered brush, right? Because we don't want the image to be too detailed. But for the most part, that's it, right? Miles is gone. Now there's some imperfections here, right? It's a little dark in this section. So what I like to do afterwards is take the smudge tool and come over and start smudging the mask back and forth, and that kind of balances out the fading a little bit. And you can see I'm having a little trouble here with the smudging too much and getting some of Miles back in. So we'll get the original brush back out and just paint this in a little more, paint it white. Again, that's that top layer we want to keep. Get the smudge tool back out and just keep going back and forth, right? Just getting it to where I like it. We're not looking for perfect. We're just looking for where it's not noticeable. Looking down. So yeah, here we can turn on the channels, and this is actually what we're keeping from the top image, right? Everything that's in color is what we're keeping. Red is the mask. Those are the colors that are gone. So you can just come in here and play with the mask layer if you want. It's not really a big deal. Go back to let's turn alpha back off. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's Teddy and Emma all cleaned up.